Hi Bold Bakers, I recently became the proud owner of my first air fryer. Now for those of you who have never used an air fryer, it roasts, it toasts, it dehydrates, it reheats, it does so many things. One of those things also is it bakes. I am going to show you how you can make delicious churros in an air fryer, and I'm going to fill them with Dulce De Leche. They're going to be absolutely amazing. So now come here to me over to the stove top because we're going to make our pastry. The pastry for a churro is a kind of a classic eclair profiterole choux pastry. It's really easy to make. So we're going to start out in my nice heavy bottom saucepan, and I'm going to add in my water, butter, brown sugar and salt. And then just turn this on to a medium lowish heat and let this butter melt and the sugar dissolve. So once your butter has melted, now we are going to go in with our flour. So add that in there, and with a whisk, just whisk it until it's nice and smooth, until your dough forms. So now here's what we do for this. Classically, you cook it on the stovetop for around 2 minutes or so. It'll get a little bit drier, it'll all clump up into one piece, and all we're doing is just cooking out the flour. So you see the way it's cleaning the bottom of the saucepan? And it's coming to form like one dough. This is looking great. We let it cook for around 2 minutes. Now I'm going to take it off the stovetop, and we're going to follow me over here. And this is where we add in our eggs. Now it's really important when you're making this recipe to have your eggs at room temperature. You don't want cold eggs hitting hot pastry. That will not end well for anybody. So make sure they're at room temperature. And I'm going to add in a little bit, just a little bit, and then with my whisk, go in there and vigorously beat in those eggs. You just want to put a little bit to begin with. And then once that's in there, you're going to add in more. And then just keep on whisking. You do get this kind of mix that looks a little bit like very loose mashed potatoes, but that's very common. That's what it's supposed to look like. Keep on mixing and it comes together. The reason we do this in stages is so that the two different mixtures can kind of come to the same temperature. It's very hard. If you dump all those eggs in at once, it's going to be very hard to get that dough to come together. But there you go. This is looking great. Gorgeous. Really simple dough, and it yields such an amazing sweet treat. So here I have my piping bag and nozzle. It's a 1M nozzle and it's a star tip, so it's going to make for a really beautiful looking churro. When putting your nozzle in there, just make sure you don't cut too much of the piping bag away, because what can happen is your piping nozzle can pop out. So just cut a little bit off the top and then shove in your piping nozzle. It's okay that our pastry is still warm, that's totally fine. We're going to fill our piping bag with it. So once you're ready to pipe your churros, I'm just going to turn on my air fryer. I'm going to put mine at 325. I'll tell you why. It is really powerful and I don't want them to get too brown. Perfect. I'm just going to let that heat up while we pipe our churros. So now pipe on a little square of parchment, whatever the size of your air fryer is. Also note, you can put these into the oven. That's totally fine too. And I have all that information on biggerbolderbaking.com. So pipe a churro with a steady hand, nice and thick, around 4 inches. Put some pressure on the piping bag to get a nice thick churro. And go slowly, you don't have to rush through this. Now, the thing about doing it in an air fryer is they are kind of small, so you only get 4 at the one time, roughly, but that's okay because they're worth the wait. You can eat some and then cook off new ones and have them all fresh. I'm just going to open up my air fryer and carefully pop these in. Now I'm going to set my timer. These take less than 15 minutes to bake, and before you know it, we are going to have some amazing hot churros. So I gave them a few extra minutes, but it took less than 20, and look at these. They're lovely golden brown. They're hot. They baked up beautifully. Now you might notice that they might go a little bit flat, but that's okay because we are going to fill them and then plump them back up again. But just look at that, the ridges, everything. Oh my gosh, they smell amazing. So here I have a piping bag full of Dulce De Leche. You can also use like any kind of a caramel sauce. You can use store-bought, or you can go to biggerbolderbaking.com and I show you how you can make it really easily by boiling a can of condensed milk. So what I'm going to do is get a little knife and just pierce a hole in the end of the churro like this. And that opening is going to be for my dulce de leche. And then I'm gonna pipe it in until it fills the churro. And I'm gonna just do another one in the other side, just to make sure that it's coming out both sides. Gorgeous. Then what you want to do is, here I have a bag of cinnamon sugar. I'm just going to toss my filled churro in the cinnamon sugar to coat it. And there we have it. Absolutely gorgeous, really easy. These are restaurant quality. Now, while they're still warm and fresh, I'm gonna get Kevin to come on in. Come on in, Kevin.
All right, Gem. I gotta tell you, I was pretty skeptical about the air fryer, so.
Look at this, check that out.
Amazing.
Gorgeous, huh?
Wow. Gem,
Oh,
these are some legit churros. I love the explosion of dulce de leche too. That's an amazing addition.
oh my gosh, the cinnamon sugar and the soft dough. I mean, seriously, what more do you need?
That's
This
really
is
nice.
absolutely yummy.
And an alternative way to bake. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Gem, do you think you can do brownies?
Of course I can do brownies. I can do brownies, I can do cookies, I can do cakes,
Well,
I can
wait.
do blondies.
You let us know what you want to see done in the air fryer in the comments below.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again really soon.
Thanks, everybody.
Do you want another one?
Absolutely.